A cargo plane on its way from Turkey to Qatar, which relies heavily on food imports. Government leaders are working to secure food and water supplies from alternative destinations because some main suppliers sever diplomatic ties and are imposing a blockade. Freight companies from Iran, Turkey, Oman and India have stepped in to ensure there are no major shortages. As the GCC crisis shows no signs of abating, a flurry of diplomacy has so far failed to diffuse tension and heal the rift. Qatari leaders have so far maintained that the accusations leveled against them by Saudi Arabia, the UAE and other countries are baseless. The US ambassador to the United Nations says the crisis is an opportunity for Americans to influence Saudi and Qatari policies.
We should take it as the opportunity that it is. It's a good chance to tell Qatar, quit funding Hamas, quit doing these things in Gaza that they're doing. Let them know that they have been funding groups that are going towards that terrorist activity we don't want to see, but at the same time, go back to Saudi Arabia and say, look, you can talk to them, but at the same time, you've got to cut this out. You've got to stop doing this. It's an opportunity to kind of hit on both of them, I think.
Saudi Arabia and its allies insist the blockade imposed against Qatar will continue until its leaders agree to 13 demands, including shutting down the Al Jazeera media network, closing a Turkish military base and severing ties with the Muslim Brotherhood. As the crisis drags on, the Qatari government says it will sue the countries imposing their travel and trade embargo. It's also concerned about human rights.
Unfortunately, these states are talking in a number of their statements about how these measures are not directed to the Qatari people or residents of Qatar, that they are only directed at the Qatari government. This is not true. All of these measures are directed at the Qatari people and to citizens of the GCC and all who are living in Qatar.
Saudi leaders say the list of demands is non-negotiable, and Qatar risks further isolation if there's failure to comply. As the crisis shows no sign of being settled soon, fears are on the rise of further escalation that might lead to increased instability. Hashem Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera.